Hi everyone. Thank you so much for being with us today. Today I have a very one of my favorite guests actually. Kathy
Ah,
has been you are. Yeah, you've been on the podcast before and we talked more about community, but today I was really excited to get this done because we're talking about feng shui. We're talking about you, about the business, about everything. So I'm really excited. Thank you so much for being with me today, Kathy.
oh, Sarah, it's always a pleasure to be with you. Always.
You. Thank you. Okay, so Kathy Scatena is a feng shui master and home energy expert who helps women create spaces that feel as good as they look. With a background in real estate and home staging, she brings a practical, grounded approach to feng shui, making it accessible and relevant for everyday life. Kathy believes that our homes are a reflection of what's happening within us and that even small shifts in our environment can create meaningful changes in how we feel, think, and move through the world. Her work focuses on helping women clear physical and energetic clutter, reconnect with their space, and create a home that supports the life they're ready to step into. Through her guidance, Feng Shui becomes less about rules and more about awareness, intention, and alignment, creating spaces that support clarity, calm, and forward movement. That's pretty cool. Kathy,
Well, that covers it. I don't know why I'm here. So,
you
introduction.
know why you're here. So, you've been helping people create beautiful homes for years. But at some point, Feng Shui became part of your work. What led you to discover it and decide to incorporate it into your business?
I had gotten a book about feng shui about 20 years ago and looked at it and got a little bit overwhelmed with just the way it was presented in that particular book. So I put it to the side and 20 years goes by and about a few years ago, I started dabbling in it again, and I got involved with a modern version of feng shui, which is the Western approach. It was easier to digest, and the more I learned, the more I wanted to learn. And being that I have a real estate and home remodeling design background, there's a lot of crossover, and it just seemed like a natural step with the decorating, the design, but with intention, which is a whole other level.
That's beautiful. Yes. So, for the people listening or watching us, people that may or not have heard the term but don't really know what it means, how would you explain feng shui in simple terms?
Simple terms is it would be creating a space that feels good, and that not only looks pretty, but it feels good when you're in it. And when you feel good in an area, like an environment, like on vacation, it makes you feel good on the inside. And what you can do is with feng shui is apply this to your own home or your office and have that synergy with your environment.
Hmm.
It's real simple. It's more than aesthetics. It's really holistic.
You've worn several hats in your home world, designer, home stager, like you said, and even real estate. How did those experiences shape the way you approach feng shui today?
There's a lot of crossover with feng shui and how, as a realtor, you use curb appeal, you use about decluttering to apply that to sellers. Home remodeling, you're just changing the energy of a space, and they all coincide and have overlap. But with feng shui, it's more of intention of why you're doing what you're doing. There's going to be something that you're looking to achieve. You set your intention, you do a feng shui adjustment, and then you let the universe do the rest.
Oh, that's beautiful. I want
Yeah.
that. I want that. Was there a moment with, a client or a project where you thought, dang, this is really powerful. This actually changes how people feel in their homes.
Yes, I've applied it to different avenues, and a lot of it has to do with the beginning steps of decluttering. And I rearranged someone's home office. They had a large size desk, and a large size desk symbolizes too much work. You have to have a desk that's proportion. When we talk about feng shui, how it gets complicated is that it goes back 3,000 years. And there's a lot of ancient history, a lot of symbolism associated with it. So sometimes when we do talk it, the symbolism represents reasonings of why you're doing what you're doing. But it's basically also very simple, practical measures as well. So I'm blending the two when I start talking here. But a desk, a large size desk represents too much work, that you have too much going on. Although you could have a lot more real estate, it indicates that there's too much coming in. You can't manage everything. So we
Mm.
redid the office, we reorganized, decluttered, and just with the reorganization and just downsizing the desk, there was a different energy in the space that not only you could see, but you could feel it. And it made the client want to go into their home office and work more because the environment just felt better. And it was simply just by doing a little decluttering and then just reorganizing the size of the desk.
Wow.
Yeah.
I
So,
want that.
yeah.
It's funny. I keep tweaking where I work and where I feel good and
Uh-huh.
how my desk is placed and all the things. I'm my, my family jokes that, I'm never well or never good. It's never good enough. I have to change it. And it's incredible actually how the energy changes and how much work I do and how much I want to be doing that work depending on where my table is and all the things. So yeah.
Exactly. Well, it could be applied to your office, your bedroom. You want to have a place that makes you feel good. And when you feel good, you're more productive, you're more clear. And that's the whole ambiance of feng shui.
Yeah. You often talk about creating happy places. What does that mean to you?
I've always, whether it was doing remodeling or staging or just with feng shui, it's creating a sanctuary where you feel confident, you feel calm, you feel relaxed, a place that you can go recharge. And oftentimes we feel that only when we're like maybe like on vacation or something like that, but you can really have that type of feeling in your own personal space, whether if you don't have access to the whole house, you can find a small portion of a room where you go for your peacefulness, where your Zen moments, and that's what I consider happy places, where you feel content and connect with your own self.
That's good. How much does our home environment influence our mindset and our energy? I know we talked a little bit about the energy, especially for women who work from home or run businesses from home.
Our home speaks our story. So right now, your home, my home is telling the story. And if you look around, what do you see? I tell people to say, look, what do you see? And then what do you feel? And the home will be telling you, it's already talking. If you have a home office, there's a fine line where you have to have your home sanctuary and your workspace. So you have to be very conscious of separating the two because you don't want to blend the two. So with people who have the home office, be aware where if I have a client that has a dining room that they use as their home office, that's all well and dandy, but when you're done working, clear the environment of work and make it more of a dining room table because a dining room table actually signifies abundance, family connection, and you don't want to muddy the waters with having that as a workspace. But sometimes we have limited space in a home, so you can use it as a work space, but you be conscientious to separate the two. When you're done working, organize it, put in a basket, and then have it represent as a dining room table where you should be eating dinner every single day. So,
Mm, that's very
so
interesting. I have a
yes.
question.
Well, yeah, because there's a lot of different layers and
Mm,
a lot of different symbolism. And a dining room table represents abundance in a household, a family dynamic connection. And you want to promote that. It should be promoted to encourage that type of characteristics and how you want the environment to feel within your home and within your relationships with your family. If you have a cluttered dining room table, that's going to hinder the connection, the abundance. And so as I mentioned, you can use it as a workspace, but be conscientious of clearing it and using the dining room table. Some people only use it on the holidays. It's very imperative you use it daily, just because that's going to activate the abundance uh, in the area.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yes,
That's amazing.
just little
Okay,
things.
yeah, let's say that some people use their living room to work at,
Yes,
and and should they clear their desk at the end of the day as well?
clearing the desk.
Like make it nice?
Yes, because you actually, whether you have a desk, an office, or in the living room, you want to really clear your desk space, organize it at the end of the day. So when you come in at the beginning of the day, it's tidy and you have clarity and motivation rather than coming in and going, how did I leave it last night?
Mm,
So,
good. Okay.
yes.
I'm learning. I'm learning. If someone feels stuck or overwhelmed in their life, can
Mhm.
home environment actually contribute to that feeling? You just
Yes,
told us that it does with the
it does.
room table. So I'm
Well, with the
thinking,
table, but if you feel stuck, if you want to bring in new energy, one would be addressing the front door because the front door is considered the mouth of chi. This is how you bring in new positive energy. You remove the clutter because if you have clutter, there's no room for new energy to come in. So once you get rid of the old stagnant energy, just old things, it opens up the space for new opportunities.
oh, okay.
Mhm.
And what are some common mistakes that people make in their homes that disrupt the flow of energy?
I would have to say some of the things would be using your home, taking it for granted, and
Mm,
not being respectful of what it really is. It's a nurturing. You might want to think of it like when you plug your phone in. It's also can be used the way to plug yourself in. If you take care of it the way it should be taken care of. If you take care of your home, it'll take care of you in more ways than one, just not a roof over your head. I'm talking symbolically, energetically. Um, so not taking it for granted, not using it as a drop zone, which can easily happen. But as long as you're conscientious of like, oh no, I just dropped this here, tomorrow I'll pick it up. It's not like black and white rules, but it's just being conscientious of not disrespecting your home. And if you have something, put it away, pick it up, put it away. And this way it avoids the buildup. So that would be one. And then a common one would be people who don't use their front door. They use their garage, which is fine, but your front door is the mouth of chi. This is how you enter, bring in new energy. So you want to make sure you use it at least once a day. I've done classes where I just say, just go get the mail, open the door because that keeps the energy moving. If you keep it closed, it builds up energy blockage, and you can't welcome in new energy when you have that.
oh, okay.
Yes.
Nice.
And there's a few more. I mean, there's like, what else? There's one about the toilet seats. You want to have the toilet seats down because the bathroom is where your wealth goes down the drain. So typically they want the doors closed, but I just say go with the toilet seats down because, for instance, I have a window in my bathroom. I want the sunshine coming in. I don't want it to be dark in the hallway. So uh, as long as the toilet seats are down, that's going to protect the wealth from going down the drain. Yeah.
Okay, nice. So, for someone who has never tried Feng Shui, where is the easiest place to start? Would it be the front door?
I would say the front door because that's where it's not the chi where the energy is coming in. But the next most important, then that would be mindful of cleaning the front space. You wanted to have the clean door, clean windows, everything's in working order. Make it very welcoming with a welcome mat, or now that the seasons are changing, add like a little plant or something like that to make it warm and inviting to invite chi, because chi, which is the life force energy of feng shui that you want flowing through the house, is attracted to light and warmth. So you want like brightness. You want to keep the windows open and things of that sort during the day, and then nice and clean because dust would hinder the chi energy to flow.
Mm.
And then I would have to say focus on your bedroom because that's where you go to spend a third of your life. So you're going to be renewing yourself, you're going to be resting, you're going to be connecting with your partner. Whatever you have, that's where you go to rejuvenate. So you would really want to focus on your bedroom, I would have to say is number two.
Many women in midlife are redesigning their lives.
Mhm.
Empty nesters, new careers, starting small businesses, big businesses. How can Feng Shui support that kind of transition?
It can support it in many ways where you would want to like with the transition of, I'm going to say it again. I know I broke a record, but decluttering is getting out,
Mm.
letting go of the old so you can let in the new. So this is really good with people who are, whether you're changing jobs, marriages, you want to let go of the old and like have the opportunity to have a clean slate to let the new in. Uh, some other respects would be just bringing in plants, live plants that are healthy, because I have some clients that have dead plants, and that's a signification of dead energy. You want to have live plants, flowers to bring in new energy into the home space. Some people are empty nesters. You want to take your child's room and make your own little personal sanctuary where you can do where you work out, where you meditate. You can have fun with it. This is your new. You have new real estate in the house. You have new rooms. You could kind of just make it the way you want to. Then, if you want to dive deeper, we have our Bagua map, which is an energy grid that you put over the floor plan of your house, and it breaks up your floor plan into 9 zones that represent 9 areas of your life. The middle of the home would be your health, which is number one, and you'd want the middle of your home to be clear of clutter, very easy breezy, because that's going to keep you grounded. And then there would be other certain areas of the Bagua map. There's helpful people travel where you that would be the bottom. The Bagua map overlays your floor plan where your front door is, and it breaks it up. You could think if I had a picture, I do have a free fundamentals that I could give you the PDF if you want to hand it out. Um, but the bottom right of your house would be your helpful people where if you need help or you want to have like mentorship, you can apply the metal element to that area of your home. And that would be to attract uh, and ignite like possible mentorship, people who can help you out to come into your life. And you would use either the metal itself, like metal frames, or the color silver or white in this area. And that would be setting the intention of having some support, whether it's personal or professional, in this specific area. And then this would set the intention with the regards of that having some supportive people, whether they're going to help you out personally, maybe help with the house cleaning while you're working. Just there's different things that we need help with.
Mm.
That would be setting the intentions for that aspect. You can also do it in your career area where you might want to ignite a little bit more vitality in your career area. So you go there and then you would work with the colors of water, which would be black and blue, and you do the same thing. But you would use the Bagua map almost as a grid to be very specific on what area you need attention to, and then you would apply it to that area of your home.
Mm. Okay, I want to say two things. First, it's never too much to talk about decluttering.
No, I talk about all, it's like my number one. It's
Yes,
like,
and I can understand why.
yeah.
And the second thing I wanted to say was, what was the second thing I wanted to say? It was decluttering, and no, it was about the empty space, that we should use all the spaces in the
Yes.
house, like when you have, brand new real estate space, if you
Yes.
there's something like that you said. I think that's really interesting because I know a lot of people have a lot of rooms that they don't use on a daily basis, that they're just there.
And, and that's a negative because in feng shui, it's very about using what you have, loving what you have. Anything of excess or things that you don't use, broken,
Mm.
um, are all bad energy. So if you have a space that's a guest room, make sure you use it for possibly a workout room too. So
Mhm.
each room has activity going on a regular basis.
Mm. And another thing that I wanted to say was about the plants, the dead plants.
Oh yeah.
Um, where are we on dried flowers?
So yeah, those should go out. No dried flowers. Yeah,
Okay.
yes, those are
They're
not good.
dead.
Yeah, they're dead. And if you think about it, it's just it's associated with stagnant energy, dead energy.
Is there a particular area of the home that influences clarity, confidence, or new opportunities?
New opportunities again would be the front door.
Mhm.
Also, the windows are the eyes of the home. So when you have clean windows, that intunes to you have a clear direction and clarity. So those are things that you don't want to hear because who likes to do windows? But that's the symbolism on feng shui. Um, if there was something for like if you want to have confidence and being noticed, you would focus on the fame and reputation area, where that would be the back middle of your home. And you would use, it's represented by the fire element. So anything with a triangular pattern or candles, animal print, you would use that as in your decor too, with the purpose of building up fame and reputation and as well as your confidence. That's where you're seen. If you were looking more to go within, you would go into wisdom and knowledge area, which would be your front left of your home. And that's where you go for books and you would use the metal element itself to build up your confidence or maybe ground yourself with meditation. So there's different areas in the house that can really affect using the Bhagavad map that can affect what you're seeking to do.
If a woman listening today or watching us wants to invite more calm and creativity or prosperity into her life, what would you suggest she focus on?
Tom, I would have to say again, you know what I'm going to say?
Declutter.
Clutter. Then it's just a way. Um, how did I have done this before where I associate clutter with being in a traffic jam
Mm,
or how do you feel when you're in a traffic jam? There's a lot of angst and anxiety, and that's what clutter does to you. Not in the aspect of being stuck in a traffic jam, but it's a slow, quiet burn on your psyche.
mm,
So, with that said, I mean, there's people who have their things that they love. They're very much of like a museum area, and that's fine. But when I'm talking clutter, I'm talking it like excess, like too many plastic cups or too many things that you don't use, broken items. Getting rid of that would help clear the energy for the calm. If you wanted to focus on abundance with wealth, you'd go to your wealth gua, which would be the back left of your home. And then you would incorporate different fragments of feng shui to ignite that you want to focus on the abundance of your wealth gua.
you actually wrote an article for Life Mastery magazine about that. You have a traffic jam in there.
Mhm.
I'm going to
I
put it in the description box.
Yeah, I try to do that to create an analogy because sometimes people are like, what do you mean by that? But I'm like, how do you feel when you're in a traffic jam? If I could
Absolutely.
associate a feeling to what I'm trying to explain, that helps you retain it better. So,
Yeah,
mhm.
absolutely. I love this. Thank you.
You're
Okay,
welcome.
I have a few rapid fire for you. Are you
Mm,
game?
I sure am.
Okay. One small feng shui change anyone can make today.
I'm not going to say that obvious. I'm going to say add a plant to your house, a live plant or a bouquet of flowers that you can pick up at the local store for $5 once a week. That will create the energy, change the energy, and attract the chi vibes.
I like
Very
it.
simple.
I
Yeah. And
like
it's
it.
fun to look at. You like they have the aroma. It's just pretty to look at. And, and gosh darn it, you deserve it. So
Yes. Biggest energy blocker you see in homes.
I seen a home is the clutter, and I would have to say the furniture placement, the arrangement of furniture that could really hinder a lot of flow of energy.
Mm. One room people should never neglect.
The bedroom. The bedroom is where you go to rest, relax, rejuvenate, and you don't want to have that be a catch-all. I understand sometimes houses are full of family, and that's the only place that you have, but you might have a treadmill, you might have an office desk. Try to separate the zones within your room to accentuate where the bed is. I had a client that often did some of their work on their bed. That was their office. And I'm like, that's fine and dandy, but similar to your dining room, separate it when the workday's over and hide it so you promote the rest, at least in that portion of your office, or I should say your bedroom. You
Mm.
want to make sure that it's zoned out to promote sleep.
Right. A simple way to make a home feel instantly more welcoming.
I would have to say opening the windows and letting the sunshine in. I mean, that's very simple, but the chi energy likes light and warmth. And that's the easy way is just open up the blinds. A lot of people love to keep their curtains closed. Um, and if you want to boost your energy, all you have to do is open the curtains just during the day. And even if now with the weather getting warm, getting the fresh air to come in and circulate can really change your psyche.
Mm. One thing people should remove or declutter immediately.
Broken items. Anything that's broken that you have, and believe me, I have plenty. Sometimes I walk around, I'm like, I got to practice what I preach, but we have them somewhere, and that would be one of the things because broken items represent broken energy, dead energy, and you don't want that around.
Okay.
So like if you have old plastic Tupperware and it's the cap's broken, if you can get rid of it because that's just going to signify bad energy.
Final question. What does
Yes.
life mastery mean to you at this stage of your life?
I would have to, this stage of my life is to freedom and the opportunity for self-discovery.
Mm.
Because like years ago, when I was in corporate America, you were just in the grind. And now I'm in this stage where I'm able to explore, where I was able to learn a whole new career with studying Feng Shui to add to my already current roster. And it's been just joyful.
Thank you so much for being with us today, Kathy.
Thank you, Sarah.
Where can people connect with you?
You can find me on LinkedIn, Instagram with Vibe and Design, and then I do have a website via Canva where you can click on through my Instagram on the link in there to find me.
Okay, I'll leave all your links below. And
Okay,
the PDF you said you had that you can
I
also
will send
print
that to you.
out. Thank you.
Yes.
And I'll put everything in the show notes so that people can connect with you. And I'm really excited. I have a lot of things that I'm going to do this weekend because I can.
You don't have any questions on anything? I'm sure we talk about it all the time, but just
Oh, I always have questions, because I have my recycling bin for the paper. It's not a bin, it's
Mhm.
just a paper bag that I put paper in that I take then to the recycling center is by my front door.
Oh, yeah.
I shouldn't do that, should I?
No, you should. You want to leave your front door. One of the things is being able to open the front door a full 90 degrees on the inside and the outside without having it bump into anything. And then make it warm and inviting to invite the chi. So less is more when it comes to the front entrance.
There you go. I'm going to work on it this
We're
weekend
all
then.
in progress, but the thing is just being intentional, mindful, and whether you get to it today or sometime, we're all a work in progress, and feng shui is not like just black and white. It's with intention, it's what feels good to you, and that's the most important is not having it done by the book. It's if your space feels good to you, then stop. But if there's things that you're feeling a little challenged, then this is when you want to take in some of the aspects of feng shui and apply it to make it feel better.
Thank you so much, Kathy. I really appreciate you being here. I love when you come because you always have all these nuggets of wisdom to leave us.
Oh, I
So
love
thank you
it.
so much.
Oh, I love doing. I love helping. I just love being with you and just talking about it and just getting one idea. That's all you need, to change. My thing is like a small shift can make a big difference,
Mm.
and just doing the littlest thing and don't get overwhelmed. Just try one little thing, and you're going to feel something.
Thank you so much, Kathy.
Oh, thank you so much, Sarah.
Bye
Take
bye.
care. Bye bye.